or
Oh,
that
yes,
type
exactly,
of service.
exactly.
I'm not
I know
promoting
you're not
a
promoting.
specific.
But yes, I was going to point out that that type of service could be beneficial. I mean, you look at when the state takes on the responsibility for this particular transportation. Now, are they contracting it out to another,
To an out-of-state company.
to an out-of-state company? Okay, what does that do for?
How does that benefit the Connecticut people?
Thank you. And what's the cost associated with it? I can't guarantee, but
And they say it's been a
given history,
disaster
it
because
costs.
people aren't getting picked up and stuff. So besides the cost, we're not driving money into Connecticut, and that's kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah.
If in Health and Human Services, in every department, there's crazy costs. Some of the costs have to be done.
Right.
With education, I'm not convinced that the education problems that we're spending too much money, but unless we actually analyze it, we don't really know.
When I was on the Board of Finance in my town, that came up because there's always been an issue with the Board of Ed's budget and the costs that they have to address. Special education, there are unfunded mandates that the schools, the Board of Ed are required to meet these mandates. In these mandates, though I've asked, I did not get any information about them. That's why I would like to get involved in that end as well, whether we're talking state mandates, federal mandates. Is this federal grant money that's being handed to the state to be dispersed, or there is no money, period? They're unfunded mandates, but there's always been money there to assist in these programs. To give you an example of how dangerous things financially become for school systems, you have special needs children. You can have you can do your budget for the year, it passes town, and now you're on your budget. And during the course of the school year, you have a student come into your system from another town, and they are a special needs student that has a lot of special needs. Now that one student cost your town, your Board of Ed, $80,000
Or more.
or more. One student. And all the costs associated, the transportation, the special...
The paras and all
the
that.
paras, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'd like to find out more about, because I asked, I didn't get any answers at the time, and I have not followed through on that because there's other pressing matters right now, like getting elected, but I find that needs to be addressed because that is a huge financial burden on municipalities. It's huge.
And no town's exempt.
No town's exempt, and it's rolling the dice. Things look good one day, you pass your budget, maybe your budget has just enough money to get you by, and then the next day you have an $80,000 bill that you don't have, it's not appropriated in your budget. What are you gonna do now? You gotta go back to the town for
People are gonna think,
reappropriations.
you get elected, people are going to think, oh my God, he's a 24-year veteran of the police department. Let's put him on public safety. That's maybe not the best place for you to help the taxpayers.
I would look at it, but people,
Not that you couldn't contribute there, but
if needed to contribute, yeah, I could come in on certain subjects, certain, where they wanted maybe an expert. I am considered an expert in some fields in law enforcement.
snake. Oh, I thought you said, yeah.
Snake removal, yes.
If you do need a snake removed, we can get them to put Mark's phone number up on the
Yeah,
screen.
throw that up there, please. That's my cell number. I have my cell on me all the time, so I'll be able to get back to you right away.
This is one of the things that I tell people. Hey, if the person not willing to give you their number so you can talk to them, why are you considering voting for them? If they're not going to
Good
talk
question.
to you when they're running, they're not going to talk to you when they get to Hartford.
Well, I intend. Who do you work for? That's the big question. Representative. You're representing who? You're representing your constituents. Who are your constituents? The people that live in the communities that is your district. And
So you need to take Mark up on that. He'll give
Take me
you his
up on
phone.
it.
He'll give you his phone number. If you have questions after the show or later next week or whatever, you just want to go, hey, this has happened in the 19th district. What are your views on that? Call them and ask them,
Please.
and say, hey, Mark, I saw you on the show, or some of you that have friends that live in the district, and you don't happen to live in the district. Go, stop whining. Call them and have a conversation with them. If you, and this is my big issue, is people don't vet the candidates.
No.
They don't have a conversation. They don't know what the candidate really stands for, and they don't really, hey, I'm going to have a conversation with you.
And I ran for first selectman in my town in the last.
And your number's
last
up on the
year.
screen.
My
So
number's on the
everybody write
screen.
that
That's me.
down.
Write it down. That's my email address too. Write me, call me. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to have a conversation. I talk with everybody. As I was saying, I had another first selectman candidacy run, and I made a point to knock on every door in town. And it's good to hear what people have to say.
Well, you could
Even
do
when
that
they
in your
say,
town. There's how
even
many
when they
people? There's
say,
like 8.
get off my lawn and get out of my yard. It's good to hear that because it gives you some perspective. So,
And it's not the first place you've been thrown out of.
oh God, no.
Okay.
When I'm thrown out, I'll leave. But I do try, and I've reached out to a lot of people, and I've had really good conversation.
Now,
I've
this is a
learned
much
lot.
bigger pie that you're trying to slice into here.
Yeah,
The 19th
it's
district.
10 towns.
Okay, and what are the 10 towns?
10 towns. We have Norwich, we have Montville, we have Ledyard, we have my town of Sprague, we have Lisbon, we have Lebanon, we have Canterbury. I mean, not Canterbury. We have Columbia, Franklin, Hebron. What did I leave out? And we have Marlborough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're putting a new shopping center in Marlboro, I understand.
I have been in between collecting my signatures, which I am required to get, and funding my campaign. I'm going out to the Republican Town Committee meetings. I've been doing those. Today I spent some time going to see all the first selectmen, as many first selectmen that I could meet. So that's my wife. Tell her quick.
No.
And it doesn't matter Democrat or Republican. I had a great conversation with the first selectman of Franklin. Relatively new to the game, and he's spot on. He's taking care of his town, and we had a nice conversation, and we shared information as to town finances and the use of bonding for the improvement of your bond rating, and it was good. It was good.
So you're retired now.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so this is basically going to be, you're not going to be balancing this job between 3 or 4 other different elected positions?
I am. We meet monthly, but I'm the secretary for the town's zoning board of appeals.
Right,
And
okay.
that's
But yeah,
that's not.
But you're not going to be, you're
No.
going to be focused
No,
on.
I'm dedicated to this. I work to keep with a company to keep seniors in their houses. I'm a home health aide and cook,
Oh,
take them
really?
shopping.
I did.
All that
We
stuff.
talked about a lot of things. I didn't know that.
I get my calls on my phone for fill-in jobs that pop up, and when one pops up that I have a free time and it fits, I'll go help that person. But other than that, no, I'm dedicated. I mean, this is important. I mean, and I have this opportunity to get out and
Well, that's a completely different story because in your last job,
yes.
when you showed up at somebody's house, they may not always have been happy to see you at the door.
That
But now
was-
as a home health aide,
Oh yeah, I have
a whole different view.
I have new family. It's that important, and I've had some good good experiences.
How long have you been
With
doing
clients. I've been doing that I was solid for a year with 2 clients, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. One client needed full-time living. The other client ended up living with his son. So from that point on, it's difficult because, like I said, they're your family now.
that? Yeah.
So
You've developed a bond.
Yeah, they're family.
Well, I did a show here. I had a woman on who was name was Trish. She was a recovered heroin cocaine addict.
Okay.
And we had one of the police officers dealt with on the streets, and we had everybody was kind of in tears on the show because the bond. I mean, similar to what you do with the home health care, in dealing with him on the streets and him trying to help her, there was that bond there. Many years after the fact, that when And not normally are the relationships with the police that well that they bond so that when they talk to each other years later, they're in tears.
Yeah,
It
well,
doesn't normally happen that way.
It's the same. It's the same thing. When you reach out to someone, I mean, that officer he's the ideal police officer.
He's a great guy.
That's the job. That's why you're there. That's why I was there, to help other people. And I was blessed with the opportunity early in my career. I was called to it was a 7-day-old baby that was not breathing. And I'm in Norwich, we got fire rescue coming, we got ambulance crew coming. They all went to the wrong place. I got there, and I was able to resuscitate a 7-day-old baby.
7-day-old baby.
7 days, brand new
Amazing.
baby. It was just asphyxiating on.
Changes your whole life.
It was like, okay, it was, the jump off, but it was like, good. I know now that I'm going to stay here because there's going to be opportunities for me to help people. And yes, I've had relationships with people that professionally that had drug issues, and yeah, I would try to talk. I would talk to them about it, and I understand heroin addiction. I understand cocaine addiction, and I understand what these people are going through. And I understand that they need help. They reach out for help, like this woman.
And you're
like
not there to
talked
judge
about. I'm not God. I don't judge
You're
people.
just there to help.
I don't judge people. I mean, we're all human beings. We're family.
So we get you to Hartford.
Get me to Hartford.
We get you on the Education Committee. We get you on the Health and Human Services Committee.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want you to sit on a whole lot more committees than that.
I understand.
They tap you pretty good.
Hey, I'll be a rookie. I have to do the job, right? I'm fresh now. I had my respite from 24 years of
So let me ask you a
law
question.
enforcement.
One of my favorite committees, and I showed the videos in the beginning, you might be good because you have that view of public service. Maybe we'll get you on the Veterans.
I'd love to do that. I have total respect for our veterans. I know a lot of veterans. I've met a lot in different circles. I mean, these are people that serve, and they deserve to be cared for in the manner that is befitting them. I mean, you put your life on the line. Yeah, I put my life on the line. I've never been in the line of fire. I've been in a couple of close calls. I have been attacked with a knife, but to do that as your career is to go out for your country, and that your job is to look out for your brothers and your sisters.
And you're putting your life
in
on the line.
arms.
And yes. Now, when you look at, and this is why I think certain people with certain career paths are better suited to legislative positions and elected positions, elected leadership positions.
Service.
Because as military,
Service.
I support a lot of military folks, veterans, that are running for office because they're trained to make a decision. We have a lot of people in positions of supposed leadership that won't make a decision. But as a police officer, they give you a badge and a gun and put you in a car, and you can't always go, what do I do now? I mean, you're out there. You have to make. Sometimes you have to make. A lot of times, those snap decisions.
You have to
based upon sound logic and reasoning from the training you've gotten.
Experience is the biggest benefit, but there's some personal characteristics that come into play. I came on with a large group of officers when I was hired, and when they first got out on the street, that first call, say a domestic disturbance with an argument, they were like, "I'm out of here. I can't do this." It's people aren't, like you said, people aren't calling you up, dialing 911. Yeah, could you send an officer over to my house? I got some coffee on for him. That's not why you're getting called. You're getting called.
How many of those did you get in 24 years?
I did not get one of those. I didn't get a 911 call to come on over. I got a fresh pot of coffee on for you.
See, I've done that.
Let's talk.
I've called down to the station and
Not
said, hey,
911.
I've called down to the station, hey, listen, we're cooking in the yard, we got supposed to have them swing by.
Good
We've
man.
done that. We've done that. So, because, you know what, and sometimes you do that just to mess with the cop's head. Hey, send the officers by, we got burgers on the grill, tell, what do they want? So they don't have to, because we want them back out on the street doing what they gotta do. So come by, yeah, let me know what they want. They want burgers, they want dogs, we'll throw them on, that way they'll be ready to get here.
Chicken. What do we
Give them the
got?
burger, give them the dog, get back out there and do what you gotta do.
You gotta keep your blood sugar, keep their blood sugar right, so they're.
Yeah. So that's the
Good-
important
Good
thing.
man. Good man. Well, you gotta stay healthy.
Load them up with sugar.
Not sugar. A burger's not sugar. That's
Okay, no,
fats.
I thought you were talking, give them some soda with the sugar, with the
No,
burger.
no. Glass
Okay.
of water is good.
Okay,
but,
good.
No
So,
candy.
you did that for 24 years. Were there
Almost
any
24. 23.
cases that you feel from because it's a leadership position to be at the state legislature. You're going to be part of a group of, less than 200 folks in this. Well, actually, in the Senate, it's less than it's 36.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to be part of a group of 36 people that are going to be making decisions. So, any big cases where you were put in a position where you really had to shine and be the leader, help make the decisions, and move an event or a project or a crisis from point A to completion. Any big issues that prepared you as a leader?
No matter the scale, when there's a need and it's immediate, the people that take action in those events are always going to, whether it's, stopping that car before it gets into an accident, or sitting in a legislature is not quite as immediate.
Correct.
However, there has to be a decision that has to be made. You have to make the decision based on your responsibilities to your constituents, to the people of Connecticut.
Do you
That-
think that they do that, the ones that are up there now?
The outcome isn't. I mean, higher taxes, more taxes, fees, which are taxes. We got fees for everything now. Cuts in, look at the education. They cut ECS, educational cost sharing was cut. What is that? But they're cutting that, but the taxes are going up.
I noticed when I spent time at the
How is the
Capitol
money being spent?
as lobbyists, because you would
Talk
ask,
to me. You've been up there, so you.
because you would ask people, you would ask legislators questions about a bill, because you're up there and you have the lobbyists are all juggling to get, hey, Mark, listen to me, yeah. So they're all trying to get them to go for the bill. But when you would ask the legislators, well, what's in that bill? Do you want you to support the bill? What's in it? Do you understand what's in the bill? And
That's important.
how? Well,
That's-
and that's the question. Are you going to read bills before you vote for them? Of
course I am.
Well, okay, so let's give you an example. So if there's a bill up for a vote,
Yeah.
and due to one reason or another, you're tied up with committee duties, and you really didn't get a chance to vet the bill. So you're not really sure how this is going to impact everybody. Would you think that you'd be inclined to, and this is one of my pet peeves,
Yeah.
would you think you'd be inclined to go,
God.
listen, I don't really know how this is going to impact, so is the safe vote no? Or some people who are running for office now, they go, but you voted for this bill. Well, I didn't really understand it at the time,
See,
and da-da-da-da-da. I would think the safe vote would be no. I'm not going to impose something on the people of Connecticut that I don't really understand.
To be put in a situation where there's a bill that you don't know how it's going to impact your constituents,
Because you didn't do your due
and
diligence.
it's an important bill, you did not do your due diligence, then that's an issue unto itself.
And you
you
may
have-
not always get to go through every bill and vet it correctly. I mean, that's a realistic possibility.
Well, bills go through before they even get to the House. They come out of committee, they
They're
get reviewed.
introduced, they go on a committee.
da-da-da.
But, and there's a lot of pieces, like, did you read the, one of the toll bills today? The toll bill, this language in a toll bill is just mind-boggling, because, did you
Go
read
ahead.
it?
Not today. I
Okay.
told you I was out
Here's
visiting local
a piece
towns.
of text from a bill on tolls. Listen up, folks. This is the toll bill. This is section 2B2 in the toll bill. Not later than 30 days after the tolling proposal is forwarded to the General Assembly. The General Assembly may approve or reject the toll proposal. The tolling proposal shall be approved by a majority vote in each house or rejected by a majority vote in one house. So if the Senate dumps it, doesn't matter what the House did, okay?
Right.
All right. Now, if both houses fail to vote during such 30-day period, the tolling proposal shall be deemed approved by the General Assembly.
You're kidding me.
This is right out of, this is the language out of the toll bill. So basically what that says,
If you don't do anything, it passes.
well, here's the thing. So everybody's rah on the
Yeah.
Republican side that we defeated the toll bill.
However,
But if you read this, it leads you. Now, I don't understand how this language could even be in there. But but this is right
that's
out
a
of the
good
bill.
question.
So if you
if
read,
that's the language,
it is. So if you read this, it says,
well,
if nobody votes on it either way,
right, it passes.
well, it becomes,
It becomes
right, it's
right.
deemed approved
Approved.
by the General Assembly. Now, then it goes to the 30-day period. Such 30-day period shall not begin or expire unless the General Assembly is in regular session,
Right.
okay? So you have to be in session.
So it's not going to be an actual 30 days.
Right. If the regular session adjourns prior to the 30th day,
It stops.
and
Clock
the
stops,
tolling proposal has not been acted upon,
and the clock is now stopped.
the tolling, usually every other bill dies, it's all done for the year.
But
Okay.
that's particularly stating that.
No, you gotta read the next thing.
Go ahead.
And the proposal has not been acted on, the tolling proposal shall be deemed filed on the first day of the next regular session. So hey, this bill is already there, we don't have to do another damn thing.
Right.
So that's why I asked the question about not vetting a bill. Now, it makes me wonder, some of these people that are cheering that we've killed this bill, we didn't really kill the bill. The
Right.
bill didn't really die. The bill is still there. And when did that 30-day clock start? Because the session ends on the 9th.
So it started, but the session ends before the 30 days. From
Well,
what
I
I
don't- I don't-
understand,
I don't know what-
the
I
clock
don't-
would stop.
Right,
because
but when did this, and I believe, if you look at the language.
Right.
Okay, and it says that if the bill, okay, is presented to the General Assembly,
presented,
okay,
that's when the clock starts.
okay, the proposing has forwarded to the General Assembly, so that would mean it comes out of the final committee and goes to the General
we go.
Assembly. So even if Joe A to Z doesn't call the bill, if it went up there on April 9th, or April 8th, let's just give it the 8th or the 7th. If it went
Okay.
up there on April 7th or 8th, then that 30-day time period would expire, and they didn't vote on it, it becomes approved.
That would, well, people see that it's there, so it can be investigated.
It's
can
just-
there can be checked to see
So that
what's
really was my question. Now, we
what's
have
the
like a
meaning?
minute left.
Okay.
So what do you want to say to the people out there that are watching? You got a minute left to say,
a
hey,
minute. Oh, geez, putting the pressure on.
come
me.
see me. Come see
Yeah,
me. Put me, yeah.
I'm here to represent the people of my district, the state of Connecticut, to do my duty, and it's a job, and it's not about me, it's about you. And you have my my cell phone number, you have my email address. As your senator, I work for you, and I'm available to you at all times. You will not run into a situation where you call my secretary and then you never hear from me again. I understand that if you are going to contact me, you have an issue and it needs to be addressed, and that's my job. It's a duty, and I appreciate everybody's support for our sake, for my children's sake, my grandkids, and the sake of this great state. And I'd like to thank this gentleman for having me on tonight.
So take him up on this. No BS and call him. Ask him the hard questions.
Definitely.
Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.